Hi everyone. So today we are going to talk about the renewable energy. So firstly, I will introduce my groupmate. I am Feng, and then we have a groupmates Feng, Heng, SIEW, and Desmond He. So we will continue our title with renewable energy. First of all, I will talk about myself. Biomass energy. So biomass energy is usually a field that is developed from organic materials such as renewable and sustainable sources of energy to create electrical or something, a forms of power. So the material that we make up this biomass is scrap, lumber, forest, debris, manures, and some types of waste residue. So, and the users, I'm talking about the users of biomass. So the biomass is something about produce something biofuels that will use in the cellulose ethanol used in production of biodiesel or gasified process to produce synthesis gas. And another production is used in wind power or renewable energy. So the coal firing at the axis power generation facility is usually used biomass to control the electricity, and is standalone fuel for greenhouse boiler and cement kilns. So it has been the uses of bioproducts also, such as the synthetic wheat, the woods, and the mulch. So now we will talk about the advantages of this renewable energy. So it's a biomass fuel you get from agricultural waste, maybe a secondary product that add value to agriculture crops. And she's a growing biomass crops produce energy and waste out all those carbon dioxide. And the use of waste material reduce landfill disposal and makes more space for everything else for chemical use for the industry and something else. And the disadvantage of this renewable energy is they will use amount of the land uses of energy crops may be in demand for other purposes such as farming, conservation, housing, resort, and agriculture uses. So the major cause of this biomass energy is the pollution, and the research is needed to reduce the cost of production of biomass-based fuel is also needed. And this is the end of my presentation. I will pass to my roommates to introduce the next renewable energy. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Feng. Now I'm going to talk about the wind energy. Wind power involves converting wind energy into electricity by using wind turbines. Usually, the tall wind towers are above 20-meter height. The reason why the tower is so tall is because the winds are stronger, higher from the ground. Next, a wind turbine captures the wind to produce energy. The wind makes the rotor spin and drive a generator that creates kinetic energy. Then the power is converted into electricity by magnets, moving past the stationary coil of the wires known as the stators. As the magnet passes the stator, AC current will be produced. The advantage of wind energy are environmental friendly, and it can reduce the cost of the electricity bill. However, it still has the disadvantages too. For example, the wind turbines only can be built on the open spaces such as farm or coast to reduce the upwetting effect. In addition, the speed of wind must fulfill the range between 4 meters per second until 25 meters per second, and the cost of building wind turbines is expensive. Now I will pass my presentation to my roommates.
Heng. Now I'm going to talk about solar energy. Solar energy is a radiant light and heat from the sun that using a range of ever-evolving technologies such as solar hot water, solar water pump, and solar car. First of all, the solar hot water. Solar hot water is installing a flat pack to heat up the water can reduce the greenhouse gas emission and reduce the heating costs up to 75%. Besides that, solar water pumping. Solar water pumping system installation are widely used on farm and outbase station in Australia. Solar car is an electric vehicle power completer direct the solar energy. Usually, the photovoltaic cells contained in solar panel are on the top of vehicle and convert the sun energy and direct into the electrical energy. Besides that, solar car also can reduce the emission of toxic gas into the atmosphere. And then the solar energy also contains a lot of advantage. For example, it can reduce the electrical bill, and it is a renewable energy sources and low maintenance cost. Apart from that, it also contains some disadvantage. For example, if the solar energy is depends on the weather and use a lot of space. That's all my presentation. Now I'm pass to my group mates.
Now I'm going to talk about geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is the heat energy generated and stored in Earth. Thermal energy is the energy that determines the temperature of matter. The geothermal energy is found in the Earth crust, which originates from the original formation of the planet and from the radioactive decay of materials. Geothermal energy can be performed on a small scale to provide heat for a residential unit through a geothermal power plant, or on a very large scale for energy production through a geothermal plant. Geothermal energy has been used for space heating and bathing since ancient Roman, but it is now better known for generating electricity. The advantages of geothermal energy is cost effective, reliable, environmental friendly, and sustainable. But it is also has its disadvantages, which is geothermal energy is geographically limited to areas near tectonic plate boundaries. Although geothermal energy requires no fuel, they are immune to fluctuation in fuel costs, but its capital costs tend to be high. Next, I will pass to my group members for the next renewable energy.
So now I am going to explain about the hydroelectric energy. The flowing water creates energy that can be captured and turned into electricity. This is called hydroelectric power or hydropower. The most common type of hydroelectric power plant use a dam on a river to store water in a reservoir. Water released from the reservoir flows through a turbine, spinning it, which in turn activates a generator to produce electricity. But hydroelectric power doesn't necessarily require a large dam. Some hydroelectric power plants just use a small channel to channel the river water through a turbine. The advantages for hydroelectric energy is it is safer compared to among other fossil fuels and nuclear energy. Hydroelectric is much safer. There is no fuel involved other than water. That is, hydroelectric energy also green to environmental as it generates electricity with hydro energy is not polluting itself. The only pollution occurs during the construction of these massive power plants. Disadvantages of hydroelectric energy is drought. Electricity generation and energy prices are directly related to how much water is available. A drought would potentially affect this. Hydroelectric will cause environmental consequences. The environmental consequences of hydropower are related to intervention in nature due to damming of water, changes water flow, and the construction of road and power lines.